I got promoted recently, and instead of feeling confident and successful, I felt like a fraud. And I don't think we talk enough about this part of growing in our careers. Everyone is talking about how to grow, how to get promoted, how to earn more money. But no one talks about what happens after when you are in a room in which you feel you don't belong. So I want to talk about imposter syndrome, especially when you're growing in your career fast. For a bit of context, my career path hasn't been very traditional. I started my career in marketing as a freelance, doing a Juan Palomo, as we say in Spain. I was doing content creation, social media, a little bit of mail marketing, and a lot of copywriting. And it wasn't until 2 years ago that I decided to join the corporate world, and I started working in an agency in which I accepted a role that was a little bit more junior, or slightly more junior than my actual experience was. But as it was my first experience in the corporate world, I accepted it. Then I moved to my current job, and since the beginning, I've been thriving. I felt very comfortable, and just a couple of months or 3 months after I joined, we started talking about a salary raise with my boss. I started managing a person in the team and also several freelances, and during all of that, I kept a couple of clients as a freelancer, and one of them was especially challenging because we were building an e-commerce from scratch, and I had to do the branding and everything. It was challenging, but it was also very fun. So everything sounded right. I was moving, I was growing, I was taking in more responsibility until something happened. My company, the current one, was acquired by an Italian group, multinational group. And this 2026, we are integrating the teams, not only products. And with that, we are restructuring, and I am getting a promotion, which is amazing. Right now, I am a content manager for my company. I only have one person underneath me and several freelancers, and I am going to become content lead for this group in Spain, which means having 7 people underneath me plus some agencies, and I'm going to be responsible for the content strategy of the group in Spain. So a big step, a very big step, and I was excited when they told me. But promotion came with a side dish that I wasn't expecting. Impostor syndrome. Until the last moment, I genuinely thought they would change their minds, and I kept thinking, why me? They're going to find someone better. Are my ideas good enough? Am I strategic enough? Am I going to be a good leader? When I speak in meetings, will they think that I'm stupid? And I started feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety, and that pressure on my chest, that mainly was my body saying, this is big. So if you ever felt like this at work, like in any moment you're going to be exposed, you are not alone. You are not alone at all. At some point, I started talking about this with other people. People in my company, people in higher positions, and also people in other companies. And I realized something very interesting, which is that a lot of people that get promoted feel exactly the same as I am feeling, or maybe you feel. And then I understood why. When you are promoted, you usually are because you used to be a top performer in your previous role. But the new role is new. So there are new responsibilities, new skills, new challenges, and new expectations. So of course you do not feel comfortable yet. You've never been there before. So I realized something that has changed the way I see imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome doesn't mean that you don't belong. It only means that you are in a room that you've never been before. And that changed everything for me. So instead of letting that insecurity paralyze me, I started changing the way I talk to myself. And I'm going to share now some things that helped me. First, if they chose you, it's for a reason. Especially if you did not ask for the promotion. Like it was my case, I did not know this position existed. They created it and they offered it to me. So clearly they are seeing something in you that you do not fully see yet. Second, I started seeing fear differently. Instead of seeing fear as I'm not ready, I started seeing fear as this means that I'm growing. And third, I understood that failure in this position wouldn't be me saying something wrong or suggesting an idea that won't be implemented, but it would be me sitting in meetings, just being silent and not contributing just because I am too afraid to speak. Because I'm not there to fill a chair. I'm there to contribute, to think, to bring new ideas, and to build something. And now, even if I feel insecure, I speak. I share my point of view, and I disagree if there's something that I don't see clearly. Of course, respecting hierarchies and decisions, but I don't disappear because they did not promote me to stay quiet. I do feel that sometimes we as women, we tend to shrink ourselves a little bit more in this kind of situations. We wait until we feel ready, we wait until we are 100% confident. But the truth is that I don't think that anyone is 100% confident when stepping into a bigger role. They just do it anyway. So please go ahead and don't stay quiet. So right now I'm kind of following the famous advice by Rihanna, fake it until you make it. Not in the sense of pretending you are someone that you are not, but in the sense of not letting insecurity stop you from speaking up, showing up, and growing into the role. Because feeling insecure doesn't mean you're not capable. It probably means you are facing a challenge that is going to make you grow. So if you're feeling imposter syndrome right now, maybe it's not a sign that you don't belong. Maybe it's a sign that you are leveling up. Okay? And I would really love to know if you have ever felt imposter syndrome, especially after a promotion. I think this is something that a lot of us go through, but not a lot of people talk about openly. So I would really love to see your experience in the comments so all of us can learn from each other and our own techniques. Alright? I'll see you in the comments and in the next video. Y ahora me voy a comer que me estoy muriendo de hambre. Besitos.